In this video, guys, let's talk about dull markets. Stick around. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. Right, thank you for joining me. Okay, so question from Turhan Chinoy. He has said, appreciate your question and your comment, as I do all your questions and comments, guys. Thank you very much. Can you do a video about dull markets and what they mean? I trade the Pakistan Stock Exchange, and for months, bets been sideways, no volume on the downside or upside, price erosion is there, frustration is an understatement. All right, Turhan, thank you very much again. So, dull markets, absolute nemesis for traders. Nemesis, nemesis, nemesis. There's three types of markets, right? This one, what's this one? You're right, trending. This one, what's this one? You're right, range bound. And then you've got this, which I call just chop. Now you might say, well, that's range bound, Mark, it's range bound, it's range bound. There's a difference. When the volume is so low that it's just doing nothing, day up a little bit, day down, there's no pattern to grab onto. You might see a kind of a range if you like, but there's a pattern of this. The pattern is, wow, it flushes through, comes back, I'm gonna hit short, coming back to a mean reversion type trade. I'm gonna fade the extremes until it breaks out of the range, or I'm gonna wait for the break, whatever. Trending, waiting for pullbacks, taking out highs. There's a pattern that you trade around. Dull markets, and this is the worst drawing ever, almost, I say that every time I do a bad drawing, but the dull market situation just means that there's nothing to grab onto. You get no follow through, the patterns are hard to read, it's a challenging environment to trade. And as Turan says here, he says there's no volume on the downside or the upside, it's just frustrating him. And I would say this, I'd say, listen, go and find another market. In fact, you've got two choices. And I was in this position myself many years ago, 15, maybe not quite that long, maybe 14, maybe 13 years ago, but at some point in time, the Dow and the stock market just went quiet. It was just very quiet. And it was frustrating because I was reading tape and I was and just trying to get blood out of a stone. It's not happening. You're just like so frustrated, annoyed. There's two choices you've got. One, you ride it out, and that is where you wait. You say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to touch this. When it breaks out and something happens, we get some catalyst, I'm going to get back involved in the market and start trading. Or two, you find another market. Turan, I'd say to you, hey, there's so many markets out there. I don't know what access you've got if you're in Pakistan, whether you can access the US markets and stuff. I don't know if you're allowed to do that or what the situation is from a regulation perspective. But if you can, I'd recommend going out overseas and go, okay, hey, my domestic market is absolutely dead. There's other markets that are moving because the US market is absolutely shifting now. Some of the Forex pairs are absolutely shifting now. Crypto's shifting now. There's a choice out there. There is stuff moving, so you don't have to be stuck in that market if, of course, you can access it. Again, I might be saying this, you're like, I can't access it, fine. But anyone else in that situation who's in a dull market, then switch. You know, say to yourself, right, I'll get back involved in this market if it spices up again. Because the trouble is, this is the danger. You get frustration, just as you are saying to Ryan, saying, hey, I'm frustrated. And what happens is you start to take substandard trades. You start to get involved with stuff you've got no business getting involved in, and you start to get annoyed. You go on tilt, you lose, you go on tilt, bang, bang, cycle, repeat, and all of a sudden you've butchered your account on nothing. You've got involved with absolutely nothing, and you've absolutely devastated your account because you've been frustrated. You're trying to get the money back. You're trying to trade more size to accommodate for the low volatility. All that nonsense gets wrapped up in a big ball of horrible muck, and that is poof, draw down on your account. So if you find yourself in that situation, just tell yourself this: I'm a trader, I thrive on some kind of volatility. I don't want it completely ridiculous, but I want some kind of volatility. This market is not offering me the volatility I need to make money. Therefore, I'm not going to trade it. I'm going to respect my hard-earned capital, and I'm not going to put it in risk in these substandard environments. And if you tell yourself that, and you set your standard, you say, that's my standard, that's the way I'm going to trade, that's the way I'm going to operate, I will not lower my standard under any circumstances, then you look at the markets and you just shrug your shoulders and you go, so what? It's quiet. I'd like it to be busy. I can't control it. I will come back when it's more active, and I'll look somewhere else and I'll start to get a feel for that market, and I'll start to expand my skill set, and I'll start to look at what's going on. So a dull market is a nemesis. Stay away from it. Your options are you wait until it starts to get more spicy. Fine, that's a reasonable thing to do, but you don't know when it's going to happen. Or if you can, you have the ability to have a look elsewhere. There's other markets that are moving. Get in tune with them. Don't go head first and try to make up for lost time or anything like that. Calm, watch it, analyze, work out what you're going to trade, how you're going to trade it, and that might save you from the frustration of the market doing absolutely nothing, and it's so annoying, and day after day of nothing. And let me tell you a final thing. What you do is you will take a trade that's the best thing you've seen for maybe a week, but it's the worst, naffest, worst trade in the entire history of setups. It just looks good because it's like, it's the best I've seen, I'll take it. But in real world, you never take it. You wouldn't even look at it. You'd be like, get away from me. I'm not even gonna touch that. So anyway, dull markets. There's my perspective. Thanks for your question, Turhan Chin Oi. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.